Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Sarcastic Barman and welcome to my channel. It's time for some more vaccines. Oh, the joy. With a sneak preview of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s vaccine video on the Truth About Vaccines YouTube page thing. There's going to be no truth at all, is there? It's going to be bollocks. So, pour a beer or a rum or some wine or just basically get your drink on because this is going to need it.
I'm a blood with the blood. The blood is the push as much as I can. I will be this way until the fall of a final die. I'm a man with the blood. The blood is the push as much as I can. I will be this way until the fall of a final die.
Welcome everyone, we're Ty and Charlene Bollinger, and we have some exciting news to share.
Hi Ty, hi Charlene. Is it where to get that shirt? Because you all know I love my weird, patterny, weird shirtness. And that one is, wow. Wow. And I'll be fair, you look so uncomfortable wearing it. Fuck my life.
But before we do, if you find this information helpful, please click the share button below to let your friends and your family know.
Yeah, click that share button down below to let your friends and family know you have no basic understanding of science at all, and you're going to believe what these nut jobs are going to really fuck up telling you. If you want information on vaccines, go to proper sites to go through and read the information about it. Don't believe these goddamn woo peddlers. And if you like my video, click share down below. Shameless plug.
This is the most important health topic today, especially in light of the recent calls for mandatory coronavirus vaccines.
Well, this does come down to the problem that most people seem to be very uneducated when it comes to vaccines and possible side effects, because we'll be fair, there are possible side effects for vaccines and there is compensation for these possible side effects, but they are very few and far in between. And autism is 175 million% not caused by fucking vaccines. If it even comes up in this topic, we're going to need another bottle of rum because, yeah, we're going to get through it a lot at this point.
In this next video, Robert Kennedy Jr. shares his personal story about how he got involved in the vaccine debate.
Was it because of some stupid, unrelated reason from people who are too stupid to understand what vaccines are because they're inherently stupid? Stupid.
I get dragged kicking and screaming into this this debate because this is not, this is not where I want to work. I was doing environmental work on clean water and clean energy.
Well, hang on, are you not an adult? If you don't want to be involved in this conversation, don't be involved in this conversation. I'm not going to call it debate because it's not a debate. There is no science on the side of fucking anti-vaxxers. And I would highly suggest going back to working for clean water and cleaner energy because they are actually decent goals. I mean, I need lots and lots of clean water to make lots and lots of beer. I can't make beer without loads of clean water. Well, you can, but it doesn't taste as nice.
And I had a lot of litigation back in the 1980s and 1990s against coal-burning power plants. And I was speaking on this issue around the country, and after I spoke...
After you spoke, you found only the sensible people agreeing with you, and you decided, I don't like it when sensible people agree with me. I want the nutters to like me too.
And I would talk about mercury emissions from coal-burning power plants and how that was getting into fish and poisoning people and getting into pregnant women.
Now, this is a topic that shouldn't actually be ignored. Human industry has put a lot of mercury into the atmosphere and water sources, and this has accumulated in fish, smaller fish having less, but the fish that then eat those smaller fish have more, and the fish that they eat those fish have even more again. This can cause serious problems in the food chain for fish, and then for us because we eat those bigger fish. It is an actual issue, unlike mercury in fucking vaccines.
Women, mainly women, would come up to me after I spoke and say that to me again and again, if you really are interested in mercury exposures to children, you need to look at the vaccines.
Were these women called Karen? I'm guessing they were all called Karen and they were soccer mums who stayed at home or whatever. But no, you would have been better off putting your time and effort into solving the mercury problem in fish and oceans and reducing pollution. You really fucked up here, Robert. You could have done so much better for the environment and for the world if you'd have fucked off away from vaccines.
I just accepted the dogma that, you know, I'm pro-vaccine. I had all 6 of my kids vaccinated. I think vaccines have saved millions of lives.
That's because vaccines have saved millions of lives. It's as simple as that. And of your 6 kids, did you see any adverse health effects in them? No, because you probably would have brought it up. And I bet your grandchildren have been vaccinated as well. And from the age you are, you would have been vaccinated as well. And there's no adverse health effects there either. So what? You're going to go down this stupid rabbit hole of stupidness, aren't you?
And I just accepted the dogma that they were safe and that's what the science said.
You don't need to accept the dogma. If you want to question things correctly. Going to homeopaths and crazy people called Karen who are on the street with their craziness is not the place to do it.
But I was comfortable reading science, and I told them, send me the science, and they started sending it to me. And then I did what I always do, which is I started calling people in the government and CDC. I called people like Paul Offit, I called Kathleen Stratton, I called Mary McCormick, I called the people in CDC who are in the vaccine program.
And I'm hoping they told you what you're reading, what you've got isn't actual real science. It's been done by people who are either looking to make a shitload of money, or they just laughed at you when you even brought this conversation up.
And had friendly conversations with them. And I said to them, you know, I'm looking at these studies that seem to indicate that this is really not a good policy.
No, you weren't looking at those studies that showed it to be a bad policy. You were looking at those studies and taking the facts wrong, because they were probably misdone goddamn studies. Hence why there are still no decent scientific publications about dangers of vaccines on the level that you go through. There is always going to be some dangers on people's bodies, reactions and things like that, but not to the level where you go, all these people are gonna die and go crazy and everything like that. No. Just goddamn no. And the fact you keep going on with this rhetoric, you should have stuck with fucking climate change.
Anyway, I started looking at the science, and I started calling people within the agencies. I called Paul Offit, who was a big defender of vaccines, and I called...
Yeah, Paul Offit, co-creator of the rotavirus vaccine. Well done to him. To put in perspective of rotavirus before it was vaccinated in America, there was almost 400,000 doctor's visits in regards to rotavirus each year, 200,000 cases where they had to go to the emergency ward, around 60,000 cases that required a hospital visit and staying in the hospital, I should say, and about 40 deaths per year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but then it's a developed country. You go to somewhere like Africa, it's horrendous. You're looking at almost 200,000 deaths per year. So yeah, Paul Offit probably helped save millions of lives by this point. And also, to put in perspective, in California there was an outbreak of rotavirus in 2017, and one person unfortunately died. The unvaccinated child. Well done. Well fucking done. You can quite happily say you've cost someone their lives at this point.
Called Kathleen Stratton at CDC and other people within the agencies, and I started questioning them. And
Kathleen Stratton, another good source to actually have. Fair play, Robert. She's someone who worked on many panels and has written books and papers and things on there being no link between vaccines and autism. Yay! And looking at the health benefits and health problems that are caused when thimerosal was used in vaccines, because very few of them now actually have thimerosal in. It's only, I think, a multi-shot vaccine, where it's, they give you the one vaccine shot, but it contains multiple vaccines in it. But for anyone who is worried, there are individual shots of it available that don't have any thimerosal in them. So I guess the argument's not going to be taken up by Kennedy here.
Their answers, they gave me the answers that they gave to the public, but I was informed about the science. And when I started drilling down with them on the science, it was clear that Not only that, the science they were citing me was bogus, but that they knew that it was weak and they were unwilling to defend it in front of informed criticism.
No, they probably just have better things to do with their lives than talk to nut jobs. You do realise vaccines go through a whole host of safety trials. Even rushing one now for a vaccine, we're still looking at next year before we're going to get a vaccine out for coronavirus. And that's rushing it. Normally you don't rush these things and time is taken. I think there are 3 studies at the moment in phase 4. Basically the last style of human trials where they're testing out on a group of around 2,000 individuals, monitoring them, checking for any health complications or anything like that. Normally that would go on over years. I mean, I don't think it even would have got to this stage by now. They still would have been doing other tests, but the demand and need for this vaccine is slightly high at the moment.
And that shocked me because these were not, I was used to environmental agencies becoming captured, but a public health agency that is charged with protecting the health of our children, to lie about science and to manipulate science, which is what they were doing.
No, they fucking weren't. They were not lying about science and manipulating science. If you had actual evidence of them lying about scientific results and manipulating these results to show the stuff they wanted, this wouldn't even be up for questions right now, would it? It would actually make it into what I would like to think of as a real debate about it. But there isn't. And you have no evidence for it. You just have moo-poo quack-wielding quack jobs doing their woo-poo quack-wheeling quacking jobs. Or you get people like Andrew Wakefield who did manipulate science in a study so he could actually make money off his own vaccines. You people are nuts.
It just seemed criminal. And then once I saw this, it was impossible for me to walk away from it. It was like seeing a mugging on a street, or, you know.
No, I feel like you've walked into all of this because you saw it as an easy way to make money off the Karens. Otherwise, why in 2005 would you release something about mercury in vaccines, where up to that point, 4 years previous, they'd basically been removed from all vaccines? So you're either stupidly behind on the science, completely and utterly stupid, or you're relying on other people's stupidity to make money off them and get things published, get you talked about, get you in the news, get people to have interviews with you where they're going to pay you for these interviews, and just basically make money off these nut jobs.
Like being, just seeing some horrible atrocity, like watching having been down at the train station in 1939 in Warsaw or Berlin and seeing, people shipped off to the camps and...
Wow. No. Just fucking no. You do not get to compare fucking vaccines and your mis-fucking understandings of them to one of the greatest mass murders of fucking history, you fucking wank spanner. Jesus fucking Christ. I knew this video was going to be full of stupid, but that is fucking ridiculous. The fuck is wrong with you? No. Just fucking... You're skipping whatever else you've got to say after making that fucking claim is a fucking piss take.
If you found this information interesting and helpful, and you'd like to see more, Truth About Vaccines 2020 is coming your way real soon.
And would like to personally invite you as our guest to watch it absolutely free.
Oh, we will be watching it on their YouTube channel, downloading them, and then ripping them to goddamn shreds over the next few weeks. This is going to be the plan of the video schedule, and it's time I brush up on my science and we get some proper vaccine science and papers and things shown on this one, because no, there isn't a debate on how these people think of vaccines. It's just a fucking piss take for them. No, you absolute knob-wanking, licking cockends. I have no words for the stupidity that's probably going to come out this series. It's just a joke. So, on that note, thank you, good night, goodbye. Thank you to all my patrons. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Are you looking forward to me doing lots and lots and lots of vaccine stuff and actually cracking on with some science and booze? There will be booze, because I'm going to need the booze to get through with this stupidity. Dear God damn me.
I'm a blood with the blood.